Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and today's topic is regarding how can you bring more blessings into your life. There are three groups, and the timestamps for each group will be in the description box in the comment section below. If the readings and messages resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you choose. To all of my subscribers and returning viewers, as always, thank you. I appreciate you. For newer viewers, welcome. And if interested after this video, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Welcome to your reading group one regarding how can you bring more blessings into your life. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled the cards. We'll go ahead and look into the cards that came through, and then we'll go ahead and get into your reading. So the first card out is the Ten of Swords, followed by the King of Swords. And then we have the Six of Cups, followed by the Ten of Wands. And then the final card out is the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, I feel like there are blessings that you're desiring to come in for you. For each of you, it could be different because I'm getting a couple of different areas here, but we're going to get into each one. I will say though, before we deep dive into this, with the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, this is an energy of swift movement, right? Where things suddenly turn in your favor. There's an unexpected windfall of money, for example, an unexpected opportunity. Something happens, someone comes in that can be resourceful, and then things just take off. It's very quick, it's very sudden, and it's a balancing of the scales. It's like coming after a difficult time of burdens and stress and failures or disappointments, and then things just shift and now everything is all right, everything is more balanced. Now I will note as well, I pulled three clarifiers for this group, and the Wheel of Fortune came out again in the clarifiers. We have the Five of Pentacles followed by Judgment, and then the Wheel of Fortune, and then the bottom of the deck for the clarifiers is the Hanged Man. So with the Wheel of Fortune out here twice, for this group, you are actually much closer to bringing in blessings than you think. I feel like there are fated and destined changes and transformation that is meant for this group in whatever area that your heart is desiring, especially with the Nine of Cups out here, because that deals with the heart space. It deals with our emotions, but it also deals with every area of our lives. This is when you're happy, you're healthy, you're financially abundant, your career, your dreams, your aspirations, your connections with people, everything, your home life, everything is happy, it's joyous, it's balanced, it's harmonious. And you have this overwhelming sense of joy and pleasure and ease. So I feel like for this group, there is a desire to have a break, right? Some of you, I feel like life, relationships, connections, things in the past, responsibility, finances could all really very much be heavy, right? For some of you, it could be one or the other. For others of you, it could be everything I just mentioned. But with the Ten of Wands, this is when you're doing something by yourself. You're doing a lot of the heavy lifting alone, and you're feeling weighed down because it's so much, but you're just one person. So for some of you, there may need to be an energy of relaxing, maybe resting more, giving your body more of a break. Especially with this Nine of Cups, the person in the card is sitting there and he's calm. The energy seems serene. He's at peace. Also, with the energy of the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck and the clarifiers, this is an energy of releasing and letting go and kind of just allowing things to unfold as they should. No worries, no doubts. For this group, for some of you, there's a lot of stress and anxiety in your life right now, or it has been, presently. But with the Judgment coming out after the Five of Pentacles and the clarifiers, there's a need to release a lack mindset. There's a need to release fears and doubts surrounding finances, but also surrounding your career or things or people of the past that maybe feel like a loss to you. Because Pentacles is about value. It's whatever we value. It's not always just money. And with the Ten of Swords, King of Swords, and the Six of Cups, for some of you, there's a past relationship, or this could just be connections overall. It could be family, friends, coworkers. For some of you, this is somebody you've divorced or a relationship that ended very badly. And with the Ten of Wands coming out after those three cards, for some of you, even if you're not conscious of it, you're still bearing the burden, even energetically, of these past situations. And I feel like these situations are keeping you in a lack mindset because on some level, you may be tying those situations as a loss, right? The loss of a job, somebody that deceived you, somebody that hurt you, something or someone that you gave to and it didn't give back. You had to do a lot of the heavy lifting in things of the past. You had to give more than you were receiving. And life could have felt like a burden because of that. But that's what's keeping you from your nine of cups. With the ten of wands. If it's past connections, you're being asked to release those with this hanged man energy. You're being asked to view those situations from a higher perspective. Learn whatever it is you need to learn from them. View them from a perspective of what you can take from those that can help you moving forward. In other words, if this was a situation where you were giving too much to something and it was not being reciprocated, but maybe you stayed longer than you should have, then the lesson in that, for example, would be I've learned boundaries, right? Because this King of Swords energy could be the energy that you are needing to step in. It doesn't matter your gender. This could be you stepping into this energy of having clarity, setting boundaries with connections from the past. And again, the King of Swords is the teacher. But the King of Swords becomes the teacher after first being the student, after first learning, after first healing, transforming, evolving. And this is an emotional intelligence. So this is somebody that understands the emotional state, connections, and how things work. So there's a need to maybe view things from a higher perspective, but also obviously spiritual perspective with this Judgment card and this Hanged Man, but also from a logical perspective. Really analyze why things of the past or situations presently that are weighing you down or keeping you stressed and anxious are still there. Why are they things that are worrying you? Because if something is going on in your present that you can't change, you stressing, overworking yourself, sitting up, not resting, not focusing on your well being is not going to change the outcome. All it's going to do is make things worse. Because if you're not sleeping and you get sick, well, now you're sick, but the problems that you were worrying about that made you sick are still present and it still hasn't changed anything. Whereas if you're rested, if you're taking time, to eat right, to work out, to do whatever you need to do to make you happy, living in the moment, playing music if that brings you comfort, lighting a candle, saging and a Palo Santo surround it, clearing your energy field, taking times to yourself to really purge and cry whatever you need to cry out. Those things benefit you because believe it or not, with the King of Swords energy, if your mind is clear, the things that are worrying you, you may actually be able to bring in or come into alignment with a solution, with clarity about the situation that could handle it better. But when your mind or your energy field is clogged down with stress, worries, doubts, or things of the past that didn't work and how that may become a pattern for the future, then what you're having is no space to allow there to be a download. There's no space to think of a solution because you're thinking of all your problems. So I feel like for this group, there's a need to focus on solutions. There's a need to focus on your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical well being. And I feel like all of those will impact you financially and career wise for those of you where finances are an issue right now because you have the Wheel of Fortune twice, and that card is the number 10. That's an ending. But it's an ending of difficulties when it's in the upright because now things are shifting and you have it twice, which is double confirmation that there is a swift and blessed change for you in the areas of your life that you're desiring. But it's coming out after this Judgment card in the clarifiers, meaning that after you walk away from the past, after you walk away from lack mindset, looking at things that didn't work out as something that you lost and something that you can never get back, looking at the things that you're desiring as difficult, as needing you to work hard, to stress, to wear your body out, there's a need to try to look into different ways, research, again, King of Swords, research, understand, and come up with ways to move out of this energy and realize that with the Wheel of Fortune, you already are blessed. There are already blessings waiting for you. But energetically, you're almost blocking them out because you're viewing them as out of reach or as something that has never benefited or happened for you in the past, so you can't have it in the future or the present. But literally, right after the Judgment card, right after this rebirth, right after this healing from the past, the Hanged Man releasing, letting go of stress, worries, doubts, connections, emotional ties, purging your energy, refueling and taking care of your mind, body, soul, spirit, and heart, you get the Wheel of Fortune. Something suddenly comes in, something suddenly changes. And then you get into the Nine of Cups, where every area of your life is balance. There's harmony. You're blissful. You're joyous. There's a desire for joy in this group. There's a desire for happiness in this group. There's a desire for the blessings to come in so that you can just breathe. And for once in your life, or for or the first time in a long time, you now have the ability to just sit down and know that everything is okay. There's nothing that you have to give mental energy to. There's nothing you have to give emotional energy to. You're able to enjoy your free time. You're able to spend time with those around you that you love. You're able to nurture yourself and nurture those around you that rely on you. Because I feel strongly for this group, based off the Empress showing up twice when I was pre-shuffling, some of your parents. And this could be what's causing or creating a lot of this heavy concern and stress and anxiety. And I get it. Believe me, I get it. From a personal perspective, I get it. And I also understand that it's much harder to release and let go of worries, doubts, fears, or anything like that when, number one, there are past things that are still weighing heavy on your heart that you're trying to heal from, but then you also need time for that. But then if you're working, cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, trying to make time for those around you that rely on you, trying to make time for yourself, it's hard not to have a moment where you can just not think. But this is what you're being asked to do, just to sit with yourself as many times as you can, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Make it a pattern. There maybe needs to be some structure and discipline in your life. Maybe you need to create a better routine in ways and areas that you can. There could also be an energy of needing to declutter, because as you purge, this is like maybe creating a comforting environment for yourself, because Nine of Cups is about your comfort. So maybe there's like an energy of needing to restructure, redecorate. Again, like I said, if you like candles, setting out some candles in the environment that you dwell, maybe creating a space for yourself, an altar or somewhere where you go that's just for you and it's set up exactly how you need it to be, that serves a purpose. Some of you, you need to maybe move your body more. As I stated, you do need rest. But I feel like for this group, there's also a need to kind of focus on the physical health with this Nine of Cups energy coming out after the Ten of Wands. So resting, but also giving your body the kind of movement it needs. So dancing, Pilates, what is another one? Yoga, perhaps even an exercise routine. It depends for each of you. Everybody's situation is different, but I am getting a situation here where there's a need to focus on mind, body, soul, spirit, and heart. And that seems like a lot. But I'm going to be honest, I feel like for this group, a lot of you are closer to the end of this difficult cycle than you think. The Ten of Wands is the 10, it's an ending. And then the Nine of Cups comes out, and the 9 is the self, where you have personal wish fulfillment. And then you have the 10 twice with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is twice out here again. The ending of something difficult, when it's in the upright, that means it's the beginning of something new, something prosperous, good luck, good karma. Everything that you've been waiting for and working for that you may have energetically been blocking comes in suddenly, almost like a whirlwind. I don't think I've ever had the Wheel of Fortune come out twice. If it has, it may have been rare, because this is something that really caught me off guard when it happened. But I love that it's the confirmation that I feel is needed for this group. So I do feel like every area of your life with this Nine of Cups for a lot of you is where you're desiring blessings. The Nine of Cups can also represent being happily single, or being more in this energy of dating and being energetically open to new love, because it's one cup from the 10, which is the happy family. So I feel like, again, for those of you where this is a past connection, maybe this King of Swords is an energy that you dated, that you had or you were married to, that you had a painful ending with. As you heal and drop the burdens or whatever's prevalent in that situation, or whether it's family, friends, whatever these situations were, deception, betrayal, lies, cheating, stealing, thieving, whatever it was, as you let that go, as you heal through that, as you purge through that, as you get through that and overcome that, you go into the Nine of Cups. Okay. And I feel like it feels like a long time coming. I do. But I do feel like there are blessings with the Wheel of Fortune. Interestingly enough, in the clarifiers, I feel like this one is tied to your finances, because the Five of Pentacles is a lack mindset. And this is an energy of feeling like you don't have enough resources, or it's also an energy of feeling like you have lost a lot, or a lot of connections or jobs or anything that you felt that was valuable. And it's an energy of feeling like you can't have it back, or because you lost it, it was never meant to be for you. But the fact that the Judgment comes out after the Five of Pentacles means you move out of a lack mindset. You move out of a mindset of feeling and thinking like you've had to walk away or you've lost something of value, because you haven't, because it goes into the wheel of fortune where something even better is meant to come in for you. But with the hangman at the bottom for the clarifiers, all you have to do is release and let go. And that takes time and it takes practice, but that's what it's saying. And then when you have the wheel of fortune in the original card pool is at the bottom of the deck. And that one is associated with past connections, families, friends, co-workers, anything in your life that has been a burden. And it could just be life circumstances overall. With the Nine of Cups, find more moments of joy. Focus more on happiness. Have more fun. Do things that are exciting for you. Pour your energy into things that emotionally fulfill you. Spend time with people that fuel you emotionally, that are authentic, that love you, that you love. There's a need to put yourself in environments, circumstances, and situations that feed you and not that drains you. And I think I'm going to leave it there. So if it did resonate on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There's other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading group 2 regarding how can you bring more blessings into your life. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We'll go ahead and highlight the cards that came through, and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Four of Swords, followed by the Eight of Cups. And then we have the Chariot, followed by Judgment. And then the final card out is the Seven of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is the King of Swords. For the clarifiers, we have the Four of Wands, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And then the final clarifier is the Fool card. Bottom of the deck energy for clarifying cards is the King of Cups. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy. The messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, there are a plethora of different messages coming through. So these energies may apply to each of you differently, but I'm going to highlight each one. So I feel like some of the blessings that you're desiring to bring in, or that are more than likely destined to come in for you and meant to come in for you. For some of you, it's financial. With this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like for some of you, there's a desire to have a breakthrough in your career or creative passions, for there to be a growth or influx of financial stability. I feel like with the Four of Wands, for some of you, there's a desire to put out something that you really love and have it be very successful. But for others of you, there's a desire for a community or even a romantic partner, somebody that is supportive, authentic, and genuine. There's a need for joy here. Some of you are desiring to be able to just be very free spirited and optimistic and being able to enjoy life, being able to wake up every day and everything is already kind of put together for you. Things are balanced, because the Four of Wands represents abundance, bliss, blessings, happiness, joy, excitement in every area of life. I do feel like for this group, though, there are quite a few of you that could be dealing with a lot of stress and worries right now. There could be a lot on your plate. For some of you, with this Four of Swords coming out, there's a need for a lot more mental and physical relaxation. So for some of you, maybe your sleeping patterns are not as good as they should be. Some of you, your body is maybe asking or needing more of a break. Some of you are needing a bit of a time out, maybe trying to find different ways to structure your sleeping schedule or giving your mind a break. I feel like there's a lot of mental and emotional issues for some of you that is still festering from the past, because the Eight of Cups comes out after the Four of Swords. And the Eight of Cups is where we walk away from things, people, or situations that are emotionally unfulfilling, where we've been giving to others, but we have not been receiving that reciprocity. So with the Eight of Cups, some of you, this could have been perhaps a job environment you left that was unhealthy, a relationship, a marriage, a family dynamic, a friend group. Some of you could have moved or relocated, or this could be a desire, right? Some of you could be desiring a situation that would allow you to move out of your current living situation because it's not conducive. And this could be why some of you may not be getting a lot of rest, because where you live or the situations in your life right now are not allowing you to be able to relax and be at ease. But based off what I'm seeing here, there's a need to live in the moment as much as possible. Some of you may be living a lot more in your head. With the Seven of Swords energy, this is usually a deceptive person. For some of you, it could have been a number of connections you have where people deceived you, betrayed you, hurt you mentally and emotionally. And it could even be this King of Swords at the bottom of the deck for some of you. This could have been somebody you divorced. This could have been a masculine energy in your life. For others of you, this is an energy of you being so guarded because of how you've been treated or things you've experienced in the past, that maybe you have been being maybe a bit closed off. Maybe some of you have been spending maybe a lot of time in healing, in solitude, not really going out, not really enjoying life, not really giving time and energy to anything that is not necessarily a requirement for you in the moment. But what's happening is maybe you're not living enough from the heart space with this King of Cups coming out at the bottom in the clarifiers. So for some of you, there's a need to maybe kind of take away the lessons from the situations that you've had. There's a need to maybe kind of I'm not going to say take a pause from your healing with this judgment energy. I'm not going to say that. I don't feel like that's necessarily the case. I do feel, however, for some of you, you may have been giving more energy, maybe even unconsciously, to healing, to things of the past, to trying to find your way out of these type of mental and emotional turmoil type of dynamics from what you've experienced before. And there's a need to maybe balance this out. Of course, healing is important, but so is finding joy. Some of you, there's a need to maybe pursue different hobbies or passions, business endeavors, creative endeavors. For those of you who may potentially be parents with these with this King of Cups energy and this Four of Wands, maybe there's a need to focus more on that dynamic in your life. Spending more time with close loved ones or people around you that are very positive, that do support you. And for those of you where you don't have that yet, that is one of the blessings that is meant to come in for you. But you could be so guarded right now, and your boundaries could be so strong and in set that nothing and no one is able to even come close to you. And it is because you've been hurt and deceived so much in the past. It is because you have maybe given your heart away or put yourself on the line, and others have basically taken advantage of this. So now you are guarding yourself as a means to protect your heart, protect that loving core of who you are. But again, with the King of Cups, there's a need to move out of that a little bit. There's a need to move more into emotional fulfillment, finding things that fulfill you emotionally, things that make you happy. If there's people around you that you have emotional connections with that make you happy, spend more time with those energies. There's a need to find things that you love to do with this full card energy, taking a leap of faith, a positive leap of faith, that is, towards your dreams, towards your goals, being more optimistic. Again, there's a need to be operating in this stress-free energy because your energy field seems to be very cluttered and closed off based off of what I'm seeing due to different things that you've experienced, due to a lot of heavy responsibility you have right now, a lot of you doing it alone, maybe desiring more help from the universe, from God, from, again, a support system, but you're too closed off. Your blessings are not able to flow in because based off of what I'm seeing, you're not operating from a place of flow right now, even if this is unconscious, right? With this energy of the King of Swords and King of Cups, for some of you, this King of Swords, like I mentioned earlier, could have been a figure in your life that hurt you really badly in the past, and this is what has made you so guarded. And there is essentially suggesting that there may be a King of Cups that is meant to come in for some of you. With this full card energy, this Four of Wands, there may be a King of Cups energy that is the polar opposite of this person from the past. And this is a new beginning that you're meant to have with this person, but your energy is very closed off. So nothing or no one is able to come in, none of your blessings, right? I feel like you have blessings, right? I feel like every day there are things within our life that is a blessing to us. There are people within our life that are a blessing to us. And it could be small things. For some of us, it could be big things, but there is more that is meant to come in for you. With the Four of Wands, this is blessings in every area. This is where your finances are abundant, your career, what you do for a living, your community, the people around you, your home life. You're happy, you're excited, you're joyous, you're living life. There's a need for excitement here. I feel for some of you, you could be feeling very bored or unfulfilled in your life right now. And for some of you, you could be going through a divorce or a bad breakup or still trying to heal from one. For others of you, this was a group dynamic, with this Eight of Cups, people that you thought were a support system that were genuine and authentic, or even a work environment where you had given so much and nothing was reciprocated. And now you have kind of energetically or even consciously put this guard up to suggest that you're not opening up for anything or anyone else to ever come in and take from you and not give. But I do feel like there is energies that are meant to come in to give to you, people that are meant to support you with this Four of Wands. For some of you, there's creative passion and endeavors and such that you are meant to put out or that you desire to put out. And with the Fool card, taking a leap of faith and putting that out brings in the blessings of a community, a soul tribe, or a romantic partner who is supportive. It brings in financial abundance with this Knight of Pentacles. There is an energy here as well of how to bring in more blessings is also maybe having more discipline and structure in your life, right? As I mentioned earlier, with this Four of Swords, there's a need to give yourself mental and physical rest for the mind and the body. There needs to be some restoration there. There needs to be some deep diving and really finding a mental and physical balance. But also with this Knight of Pentacles, this is discipline, right? So usually somebody that has a routine, somebody that eats very well, somebody that is exercising, somebody that has a daily routine that is serving the purpose of the empire and life they're trying to build for themselves. So perhaps there needs to be maybe a decluttering, not just mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, but also maybe in your environment, right? Maybe there's a need to create a home or a kind of safe haven in the space that you occupy. If you're not in your own home, if you're living with someone else, or however your living situation is, creating an environment that feeds into you, something that brings about joy, something that inspires you, or something that allows you to be at peace, to kind of de-stress and relax and be at ease and allow your body to fall into this energy of flow and optimism. And this is essentially what will bring in more blessings. But right now, your energy levels are closed off, right? Nothing is flowing in, and there's kind of not a lot that's really flowing out. So the blessings that you're trying to maybe manifest in or bring in for yourself, your energy field that you may think you're putting out to bring in, you're not. With this swords energy, it's actually there's nothing being sent out into the universe, right? And what is seemingly going out is the energy that you may be operating in, right? This Eight of Cups, this Seven of Swords energy from the past, this Judgment card, there's a need to heal. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, you've been doing a lot of healing, right? Some of you actually may have already be done with this healing journey, but your energy is still guarded, and there's a need to now kind of get back out there and start pursuing your joy and things that bring you happiness and bliss. And this is what opens the door for your abundance, taking some leap of faith, enjoying the moment. With the Fool card, this person enjoys the journey. This is a free-spirited energy. This is a person that is not stressed about obstacles and things ahead. They just go out and they enjoy the process and understand that anything that comes in their path, they can overcome it. With this Knight of Pentacles, being more patient with yourself, being more nurturing with yourself, allowing yourself to find more moments of harmony and peace mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. There's a need for balance and structure here. And for each of you, that's going to show up differently. And there's going to be different things that you have to do to create that for yourself, depending on your circumstances. But I do feel like there's a lot of burdens here. And the burdens are mentally, emotionally, and physically and spiritually. And it's blocking blessings in every other area of your life. Now, I will also say for some of you, with this chariot following the Eight of Cups, and then going into the Judgment card, for some of you, you may be a healer, right? This is an energy with this chariot of kind of taking your power back from things that have hurt you in the past, healing it with this Four of Swords and taking your power back from it, and then using that as fuel to pursue your victory and success. And with the Judgment card, to help heal others, right? For some of you, this is a need to maybe create balance and fairness and harmony and justice in the world, with the Seven of Swords denoting energy you've experienced. Judgment into the Seven of Swords, healing and leaving that energy in the past and moving forward. But like I said, for some of you, you may have especially with this King of Cups, this is a healer energy, somebody very intuitive, somebody who has healed the heart space. And when you balance the King of Swords and the King of Cups energy, this is mental and emotional balance. This is where you have learned from things of the past. You have healed them in the heart space. And now you are intuitive mentally and emotionally, right? And I do feel, again, for this group, the King of Swords is a teacher, but before this person becomes a teacher, they are first a student. And they evolve into the King of Swords, yes, usually because they've been hurt, usually because they've had to become more guarded and protective with themselves. But also with the King of Cups, this is somebody that is intuitive as well. The difference is the King of Swords energy, or even Queen of Swords energy, is usually intuitive in a way to keep things away that are going to hurt them, right? So it's coming from a place of building this wall. Whereas with the King of Cups, Queen of Cups energy, they're intuitive in a way of knowing what to open up and allow in. So there's a need to kind of work on your heart space, do things that are emotionally fulfilling. Take yourself out, spoil yourself if you can. If there's little things you can do for yourself at home, like enjoying a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, watching your favorite show, listening to music, dancing around your house. I get that not every single day is going to be great, especially when you've dealt with all this energy that I'm seeing in the past for you. I completely get that. But there is a need to nurture yourself more. There is a need to love on yourself more. There is a need to give yourself more grace, more patience, more ease. Understand that, yes, there are things that could be going on in your life that you are having to be very focused on, right? For example, it could be bills, it could be your livelihood, it could be those that rely on you, that you provide for, and not just yourself. But one thing to remember is, if you're worried and stressed about, for example, a light bill, just an example, um, that's understandable. But here's the thing: you worrying and stressing and allowing your body and your mind and heart and spirit to be weighed down by the worry and doubts that come with that, it's not going to change the outcome. Whereas if you kind of release, pray about it, release, and allow. Sometimes that might actually bring in clarity as to how to figure out the situation. And sometimes it opens the door for blessings unexpectedly to come in that can solve the situation for you. So, yeah, there's definitely a need to de stress here. There's a need to find joy. There's a need to live in the moment, count your blessings in the moment as much as you can, enjoy them. There's a need to feel, right? Feel manifestation. That's one of the key things is feeling in the moment what you're desiring to bring in. What does it feel like to be in this kind of easier life? What does it feel like to be being celebrated or be, joyous because you have completed a project or started a business and now it's successful. Really trying to feel in the moment what it is that you are desiring to come in as a blessing for you, and allowing your body and your nervous system to adjust to what that already feels like. And it opens up the doors for those energies and circumstances to slowly unfold, or even for some of you, quickly unfold in a way that will align what you feel with what you're bringing in, right? Because for some of you, there could be a sudden blessing right around the corner, because with the Fool card, this is sudden energy. For Wands out here, this is fast energy. This is swift. This is the energy of things may be willing to come in, or meant to come in to balance out and become abundant and joyous and prosperous very quickly for you. But there's a need first for you to let that guard down a little bit. There's a need to really just be at ease. This group, you need a lot of time to really recuperate. And there's a strong need to walk away from the past, because for some of you, even if you're not conscious, these situations or this specific situation that you've walked away from that has hurt you mentally and emotionally, it's blocking your blessings. It's really having your energy filled so closed off that you can't even receive anything. And if you're operating from a King of Cups energy, Queen of Cups, take it how it resonates. This is an energy of you allowing your heart to be open and receptive, right? Cups archetypes are very spiritual. They're very aligned. They're very in tune. They have a strong connection with Source, with God, with the divine, the universe, whatever you believe in. They have that direct connection. And the Cups energies are usually receptive to what they're bringing in. They're usually provided for and taken care of, because they're constantly resting in a heart space of reciprocity. And they're constantly giving out this loving, spiritual, kind, joyous, gratitude type of energy. And it allows things to flow to them with ease. And they rest in ease and comfort because they know that what is meant for them is for them. And they have that faith, strong faith. Same thing with the Fool card. It's about faith. Same thing with the the Knight of Pentacles. It's faith. Slowly building, slowly transforming, slowly rebuilding yourself, your life, your circumstances, taking leap of faith that you need to take, trusting that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to. And what doesn't work out may not have been meant to work out, but trust that that means that there's something better that is in store for you. And maybe that's part of what this past energy is. You feel like maybe you've lost situations or circumstances, jobs, money, different things that you feel may have been better if they had have stayed or if they'd have worked out differently. And there's a need to view things from a different perspective here. There's a need to really deep dive and view things from a different perspective. For example, what if that job, that home environment, that family dynamic, that group dynamic, that romantic partner, whatever this is from the past, what if that was something that was only meant for that moment? Or what if that was something that was blocking something better that was actually meant for me from coming in? So I'm grateful that I found out the truth, or that this situation, kind of absolved away, because now it allows me to work on myself, Knight of Pentacles, work on my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, my heart, my finances, my dreams, my goals, my joy, my happiness, those around me that support me, that I love, and opens the door for me to bring in what is best for me. And it's better than what I had before. Because in the initial cards, this is not good energy, right? The Chariot is the only pretty good card out here. Obviously, the Four of Swords, King of Swords, but the energy dynamic around here is a lot of requiring to walk away from the past and go through rebirth. Some of you could be going through a spiritual awakening right now. But again, there's something here in your energy field it could be your thoughts, it could be your energy, your heart, something in your energy field is tied to the past, is tied to this hurt. And the moment you leave that behind, the clarifiers, all of this energy just unfold. All of these blessings just come in. And for this group with the Four of Wands, I'm going to say it again. It's every area of your life that is meant to be blessed. Some of you, there are passion projects and creative endeavors and businesses that you're meant to be celebrated for having success in, that you're meant to put out, and it brings in this wealth of abundance, this community, this romantic partner, this joy, this excitement, this vigor. Some of you are desiring to wake up excited and to stand in the sun, but there may be a need to go out more for some of you. There may be a need to come out of your shell more. There may be a need to find hobbies and different fun little things you can do. It can be something, for example, as simple as walking in the park. For each of you, it'll be different. You know what it is for you. And what you don't know, right? If you don't know what makes you happy, if you don't know what brings you joy, with that Fool card energy, that Knight of Pentacles, slowly start to adventure, right? Slowly start to try different things that you maybe remember used to bring you joy, or that you've lost track of, or find different things, right? Start very small. Be patient with yourself. Take time with yourself. There's a need to focus on you so that you can fill your own cup of love up, your own cups up, so that you can be able to give to those that are deserving of it. But as long as your energy is focused on those that didn't deserve you to begin with, you're not allowing space for the things and people that you do deserve, that are positive and loving and amazing, to come in. So yeah, I don't want to go in circles here. I don't want it to become repetitive, but there is a need to really open up your heart space. There's a need to find joy in each moment. There's a need to find happiness in each moment. There's a need to dwell in the energy of those that are genuine and authentic, that do love you, that do support you. And again, like I said, if you don't have that, that is meant to come in for you. But first, there's a need to be your own best friend. There's a need to emotionally fulfill yourself. There's a need to love on yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. The King of Swords energy, this doesn't matter your gender, it's just energy. This is a healing nature. So like I said, for some of you, this is a need to balance that King of Swords, King of Cups energy, Queen of Swords energy within you. And others of you, this is a King of Swords that you left in the past that caused this issue. And there is a King of Cups that's meant to come in the future. But until that heart space is open and receptive, you could be blocking the love of a lifetime. For others of you, you could be blocking abundance, success in career, in passion projects. There's a need to get out of fear. There's a need to get out of doubt. There's a need to get out of stress. And little by little, you will do this by finding joy in each moment, finding things that make you happy. This could be as simple as sitting on the porch, having a cup of tea. It doesn't have to be extreme. Taking a drive, listening to music, having moments where you're sitting without thinking about anything at all, just sitting in the moment and trying to remember or feel what it would feel like if everything that you are desiring was already yours. And slowly make this a practice. Some of you, there may need to be a spiritual practice daily that is put into your routine to help slowly rebuild your heart space, to help slowly rebuild you and strengthen you even more spiritually and emotionally. But I do see that there are blessings that are meant to come in every area of your life. I do see that. And those blessings are waiting for you. But you have to align with them. So find your joy. Find what makes you happy. Try different things. If you already know what it is, make it a practice. If writing makes you happy, write every day. If listening to music and dancing makes you joyous, find as many moments as you can to get lost in that feeling. If it's people around you that make you happy, spend as much time with them as you can and absorb, give, and receive that joy and happiness. There's a need to rebuild your happiness. There's a need to rebuild your peace. There's a need to rebuild your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, your heart. And this will have a direct impact on your finances, your career, and the sense of community or even potential romantic partner that is meant to come in for you. And I am going to leave it there. And if it resonated on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Hi, Paul 3. So this is a quick message. I don't remember if I mentioned it in your reading or not, but I'm going to mention it right now. For those of you who may be struggling financially with finding work, with abundance, with your living situation, you have a lot of responsibilities, there is potentially some sort of an opportunity that may be on the way for you, that is going to help to shift and transform your financial situation. For others of you, this does have to do with maybe you starting something of your own. But for others of you, there is an opportunity that is coming in that is meant to reestablish you financially and change your current living situation, environment, and circumstances that will allow you to take care of yourself and those that rely on you. So I do go more in depth about the other aspects of the reading, in the actual reading itself, but that's one key element I don't recall if I mentioned, and I wanted to get it out there so that it's not, a message that came through that was not translated as it should have been. But other than that, I hope you enjoy your reading. Welcome to your reading group 3 regarding how can you bring more blessings into your life. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled the cards. I tend to pull 5, but for your group, 7 came out. So we'll look into the cards that came through and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Two of Swords, followed by the Lovers. And then we have the Ten of Cups, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, followed by the Queen of Pentacles. And then the final card out is the Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Pentacles. For the 3 clarifiers, we have the Ten of Pentacles again, followed by the Seven of Pentacles. And then we have the final card out as the Six of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Fool card. So it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So there's a lot of pentacles out here, if you haven't noticed. So there's actually, I'm going to be honest, first and foremost for this group, you are currently, no matter where you are in your journey when it comes to your career and your finances, based on what I'm seeing here, you are on a journey of building wealth and abundance. I do feel like for some of you, though, right now, you may be in a moment in your life, or you could have recently come out where you're now rebuilding after a very difficult time. With the Two of Swords going into the Lovers and the Ten of Cups, this is making me feel like for some of you, there was a marriage or a romantic connection, that led to a family. But I feel very strongly with the Queen of Pentacles being a single parent for some of you, this situation left you with the responsibilities, right? Which left you in a situation where you may feel very weighed down, very stressed out. There's a lot on your plate for some of you. But what I'm seeing here is that there is some sort of skill that you have that you are on the fence about, right? Because the Two of Swords into the Lover's energy usually can denote some sort of a dilemma that you're put in, something that puts you in a position of being guarded or stuck, unable to move, or having limited options. And in this case, with the Ten of Cups, this could be like you became a single parent, or there was a divorce or ending of a connection. Something fell apart here, and it has you feeling like your progress has been stagnated or slowed down. But for this group, with the Ten of Pentacles out here twice and the Six of Wands, you are actually somebody that is in the process of building a legacy. You are somebody, there's something that you creatively do, or some sort of a business or idea or skill set that you have that you're more than likely needing to take bold moves towards. With this Fool card, with the Two of Swords, there's something you're sitting on. There's a decision to get started, or there may be not enough time, too many responsibilities. There may be a need here to bring this in quicker. There may be a need to find more discipline. The Knight of Pentacles is very disciplined. This is a person that's very patient. So obviously being very patient with yourself, being very patient in this moment, understanding that you're doing the best that you can, loving and nurturing yourself through this process. For those of you that are within this Five of Pentacles right now where you're struggling financially, your living situation may not be the best. You may not be the most comfortable or feeling the most abundant right now for some of you. But based off of what I'm seeing here, you are currently on a journey to moving into this Queen of Pentacles energy and having a Ten of Pentacles. For this group, you are on your destined path. Based off of what I'm seeing, You are meant to have a happy family, have wealth, a legacy, and a career where you are publicly recognized for. There is something that you're not starting or something that you have stagnated on. There's a need to find some sort of structure in your situation. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you are living with someone else, just an example, but maybe the environment is not conducive with what you're trying to do, then maybe within where you reside most of the time, there's a need to find structure, order, cleanliness, and energy of maybe eating better, exercising, but especially there needs to be some focus on building whatever business or creative endeavor this is that you have. There's a need to set aside a certain time of day or time that you can allocate to, first of all, create peace and harmony, because as the Queen of Pentacles, you thrive in peace and harmony. In order to bring in abundance, you have to have balance and nurturing and on this emotional level. If there are those around you that rely on you, allocating enough time for them, but also making enough time for you. There's a need to take care of yourself. There is a need to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. But I'm seeing, especially for this group, your physical well being and your environment, as much as you can. Try to find some balance there. Try to find some order. Try to create something around you. If you love flowers, if you love music, try to maybe have like a small speaker or headphones or something where you're listening to music as you move through your day. Doing something that makes your routine and this action feel more at ease, right? Because you are meant to live a soft life. But to whom much is given, much is required. And based off of what I'm seeing for this group, there is much that is being given to you that is meant to be given to you. But this is going to be a journey, or it has been. I do feel for this group, the sooner you jump into this kind of full card energy, start something. This is taking a leap of faith and a new beginning towards your dreams, towards your goals, living in the moment, enjoying comfort as much as you can, given your situation, but starting something that you desire. This has something to do with your life purpose, something to do with what you are skilled at. This has something to do with your nurturing essence. There's just something here around career and money, but there's something with this Two of Swords that you have not been putting enough energy into. You have two paths maybe to choose from, or maybe you don't know how to start this or how to make this work. For this group, I am definitely seeing that there could be, for some of you, a fear of being seen. Okay, I'm not going to say that's the case for everyone, but when the Two of Swords comes out in the beginning of the first card pull, this is an energy of sitting on the fence and being a bit guarded, right? Kind of closed off. But the ending clarifier is public recognition. This is being seen. This is being acknowledged. This is having a prominent position of power and authority. This is an energy of a conqueror, somebody who has overcame many challenges and they have rose up into this success and abundance. And it is quick energy. So the fact that the Seven of Pentacles goes into the Six of Wands means that you could be potentially feeling like the journey to abundance, the journey to success is going to be very long and difficult. Although I feel for this group that you're much closer to the payoff than you think. But there is a decision and a leap of faith, some sort of a start that needs to be taken here. This feels like my group of entrepreneurs or creative and creative people. There's something that is bringing you abundance, but I don't know what this fear is that you have. Maybe there's not enough time. Like I said, it just looks like a group where you have a lot on your plate. There's people that rely on you for some of you. You're doing this on your own. Your situation is not really helping. It's like you're having to. This is something that could be affecting you physically, right? Like maybe you're not getting enough rest when you're with the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. This makes me feel like maybe you're not sleeping enough. Maybe you're in your head a lot with this Two of Swords energy. But there's a need to find clarity and just take a leap of faith. There's a need to become more optimistic, and there's a need to kind of release and just kind of enjoy the process. And in the process of doing that, I feel like it's getting you to this Ten of Pentacles, Six of Wands much quicker. Your first card pull ends with the Ten of Pentacles, and then the clarifiers begin with the Ten of Pentacles. And then the clarifiers end with the Six of Wands. Wands is fast-moving energy. The Fool card is an energy of something sudden. So I feel like the soon as you make this decision Continue to work, continue to be optimistic, continue to enjoy the process, continue to create structure, a routine, order in your life. Stay consistent, take care of yourself, eat right, maybe exercise more if you can, doing things that make you happy, really finding things that bring comfort to you, that bring peace, that bring harmony as you go through this process, things that can serve you. Like I said, for example, listening to music, maybe while you write, or listening to music while you build and create. There's just a need here to have this kind of solace energy, have this energy of balance, have this energy of trusting that where you're headed is going to pay off. Because based off of what I'm seeing, Seven of Pentacles into the Six of Wands, it gets no clearer than that. Your hard work, your patience, your sacrifice, all that you've had to endure, all the extra responsibilities that you've had to take, all the times you've had to start over. In this moment of rebuilding, you are destined to have a Six of Wands, a Ten of Pentacles. You're destined to have a happy marriage, a happy home, a wealth of abundance. For this group, you may be generational curse breakers, right? You may be the people that are meant to be the first millionaires, the first business owners. You are meant to be known, acknowledged, and recognized for overcoming something about your path or your career or whatever this is that you're supposed to start or give more time to, that's bringing in your abundance, may have to do with you also nurturing others and helping other people overcome a difficult time, or helping other people who have a lot on their plate trying to learn to find ease. Maybe, for example, you could be a behavioral coach that teaches people how to find structure and routine. Perhaps for some of you, what you're meant to do is helping other people learn how to restructure their finances as you learn how to do this for yourself. But there's something about your experience and what you're overcoming or what you have overcome that you are meant to pursue in terms of your legacy, your career, your life purpose. And this is actually what brings the payoff. So your time management is very key here. The way that you structure your day is very key. Your environment, clean, orderly. It serves a purpose. It creates harmony. It creates balance as much as you can given your situation. Maybe there needs to be a budget with your finances, maybe writing down your expenses and what you bring in with the Page of Pentacles, finding new ways to grow your money. And these could even be unconventional ways, but there's definitely a need here to focus as much energy on the self. Your physical, the way you feel physically for this group brings in abundance for you. You are somebody who is innately already abundant. Like this is on your path. This is a part of your journey. This is a part of your legacy, is to be wealthy and abundant. And you may already know this. But with the Six of Wands, it's something that I feel is very much already, and the Page of Pentacles, this is something that you already are skilled at, or something that you're learning based off of your own personal experiences. For example, it could even have something to do with family, right? This could be like, again, nurturing energy. Maybe it's a family therapist, family counselor. Maybe you're a coach for single parents or for relationships and family dynamics. There's definitely something here about what you've been through that is leading you or is meant to lead you to abundance. But this feels like an entrepreneur. This feels like somebody that puts something out into the world, that is maybe healing and nurturing, or something that is beneficial. It helps other people learn how to have profits. It helps other people to heal and overcome their own conflicts and difficulties. It helps people to find structure and order in their own life. It could be different for each of you. This has been a long journey. I'm not going to lie. With all this Pentacles, this has felt like you've had a lot of endings and having to constantly rebuild over and over and over. But this specific moment of climbing up and rebuilding is the one that I feel is leading you to the payoff, right? And this is interesting because maybe right now you may be feeling like you've had to do this so much and you're tired, you're exhausted, you're drained. But based off of what I'm seeing, this chapter, this moment of rebuilding is looking very different from any other time you've had a loss and had to build yourself back up before. This one in this moment is seemingly what's getting you to where you're meant to go. So there's something different about this situation, or something that is different about who you are or who you have become, that is essentially making this moment very different from the ones before. But with that Fool card, bringing these blessings in, there's something you have to take a leap of faith on. You're in a Two of Swords for some of you. There's a fear of being seen. There's a fear of failing. There's a fear of things not working out. There may be a fear of wasting your time. There may be a fear of putting time and energy into rebuilding this or building something, and then it doesn't pay off. And this is saying it will pay off. You just have to be patient and with the full card, enjoy the journey, live in the moment, be optimistic, trust that things are going the way they should, and stay dedicated, stay diligent, continue to be responsible, continue to create order and peace in your environment, continue to take care of yourself, spoil yourself when you can, do nice things for yourself when you can. Again, as simple as going and getting your nails done when you can, having a Starbucks drink, whatever brings you comfort, whatever makes you feel spoiled and loved and nurtured, do that for yourself, because pouring into you is what brings in more blessings that pour into you. You manifest with ease, I feel like, when it comes to wealth, but I feel like because your legacy is so big and because you're meant to have so much wealth and abundance, it's something that has taken longer. That's what I'm getting from this. It feels like your abundance and such has been delayed or it's never going to come. But I feel like, again, full card Six of Wands for this group, you're closer than you think. I feel like you're closer than you think. I feel like this is a group where that energy of feeling like things are never going to come, and then it's like almost suddenly with this Six of Wands, with this full card, almost suddenly an opportunity comes in that you weren't expecting, or you create some opportunity and start something, and then you find that the fruits of your labor start to pay off in a way that you didn't expect and at a pace that you did not anticipate. But I feel like for this group to make this come in quicker, depending on where you are in this journey, your environment, nurturing yourself, being patient with yourself, speaking kindly to yourself, being patient with others as much as you can, creating a circumstance or a situation where you feel you're loving on yourself, your physical well-being is being taken care of, you're putting the right foods in your body, you have a routine where you may be exercising or moving your body more. There's an energy of really just feeling very much in this energy you're bringing in. For this group, it's important to try to feel as much as possible abundant, right? This could be something as simple as getting up every day, having a routine of maybe exercising or dancing or whatever, showering, maybe doing your makeup, putting on clothes that feel good to you. There's an energy of needing to feel this abundance, this wealth, and this success along this journey as much as you can. Doesn't mean you won't have days where you're in this Two of Swords, where you have doubts, you have fears, you're feeling down and out over some ending of a relationship or over this situation that you have, been put in. I get that. But as often as you can, you need to be in a situation where you feel valued by you. You feel comforting. The clothes feel good. The environment smells good. You are counting your blessings. You are patient with your situation, understanding that, especially if it's just you deserve all the patience in the world because you are doing something that is basically essentially sacrificing. And there's no reason to be hard on yourself about this. There's a need to understand that there's a lot in your path that is coming in. And as long as you stay the course, take care of you, take care of those around you, live in the moment, find joy in the moment, find fun in the journey, little bit by little bit. You're building something brick by brick. I'm telling you. But this specific moment of building that you're in, this is seeming like the one that's leading you to your Ten of Pentacles. This specific path, this specific moment of rebuilding is different from anyone you've ever went through before. So for those of you that feel like this is going to be another kind of rebuilding, things fall apart and then something happens, things are going to happen along our journey. But with the full card, this is an energy of understanding that you're still good. It's about overcoming obstacles and having grace and patience in the process. You are closer than you think. And I love that for you. I'm telling you, I feel like you are closer than you think, or whatever this is that you're meant to start or put out into the world is going to pay off much quicker than you think it will. And depending on how quick you think that is going to be different for each of you. But you're ending with a Six of Wands. You have all this Pentacles energy, and then you have the sudden energy of the Fool card, and it ends with the swift success, recognition, and abundance and overcoming with the Six of Wands. You're closer than you think. But don't give up. This does not look like an easy journey, but it does look like one that is going to be very, very abundant full of bliss. This is a legacy you are building that will surpass you even after you have left this place. This is a marriage, a connection of family, and amount of wealth and abundance that you will be leaving for generations to come. So your journey has been harder because to whom much is given, I will say it again, much is required. And there is much for you. You're meant for a lot. And you're meant to have something that lasts. And something that is meant to last takes time to build with care, with nurturing, with time, with energy, with patience, with consistency, with routine. Because if you could just throw it all together, it would fall apart. Easy come, easy go. For you, it doesn't look like it has come easy, but that's because it's not meant to go easy. This sadness, this difficulty with this romantic situation, this lovers, and this Ten of Cups that maybe you had before, you're meant to have something that is far better than that. Lovers is like a passionate connection where there's intimacy, there's lust, but it could be one where there's a lot of toxicity or you constantly being in your head. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have a loyal connection. As the Queen of Pentacles coming out with the Ten of Pentacles, this would make me believe that you have a King of Pentacles out there meant for you. Somebody loyal, faithful, nurturing, dedicated, somebody that matches your energy, equally yoked. And they could be on the same journey you're on. I wouldn't be surprised, though, for this group is if there isn't a King of Pentacles that comes in with an offer or somebody that you meet that gives you a job opportunity or some sort of opportunity that actually allows you to overcome your financial situation. But there is a transformation and change coming. But you have to change your routines. You have to take better care of yourself. You have to love on yourself. You have to nurture yourself and every day try to make yourself feel as many times as often as possible in this high valued, very deserving and abundant energy. Doesn't matter what your circumstances look like right now. It's a matter of how you're feeling within those circumstances in each moment. And I'm going to leave it there. But other than that, I thank you. I hope that this resonated. If it did, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you.